Today I'm going to start reading Caddie, Woodlawn by Carol Ryrie Brink. This book is the winner, or a winner, of the Newbery Medal. So I'm going to start out reading the author's note, which gives some interesting information about the book. 12 miles south of Menominee, Wisconsin, and I might not be saying that right, there is a pretty wayside park named in honor of Caddie Woodlawn. In it, you may picnic or rest or enter a small gray house and see exactly where Caddie and Tom and Warren once lived. You may follow a trail out to Chimney Bluffs or go to the river where the little steamer used to dock in the days when the river was higher and when Dunville was a promising town. Now the town has almost disappeared. While Caddie and Tom and Warren were living there, they would have been much surprised to learn that 100 years later, thousands of visitors from 37 states and 6 foreign countries would sign the guest book in the Caddie Woodlawn house in 1 year. They would not have believed a word of it. Caddie Woodlawn was my grandmother. Her real name was Caddie Woodhouse. All of the names in the book, except one, are changed a little bit. The names are partly true, partly made up, just as the facts of the book are mainly true, but have sometimes been slightly changed to make them fit better into the story. The one name that remains unchanged is that of Robert Ireton. I liked the name, and I thought that since hired men often moved from place to place for seasonal work, no one was likely to remember him. But even Robert is remembered today in this part of Wisconsin, and you may go to visit his grave. There was a strong bond of love between my grandmother and me. As soon as I could walk, I used to run away to see her. She was fun to be with, and she always had something interesting to tell me. By the time I was 8, I had lost both of my parents, and I went to live with my grandmother and an unmarried aunt. I had no brothers or sisters. Graham and Aunt and I were the family, and we lived in northern Idaho in an old-fashioned house on a big town lot. It was almost like a tiny farm with a barn for my pony and room for dogs, cats, chickens, and canary birds. There were many different kinds of fruit trees, and in cherry season I used to climb up to a comfortable branch and sit reading a book and eating cherries. I was happy, but I was often lonely, and I learned to amuse myself by reading, drawing, writing, and telling myself long continued stories. The storytelling came naturally because Graham and Aunt had told me so many stories that I thought I knew just how the best ones ought to go. I particularly loved to hear about Graham's pioneer childhood in Wisconsin. Being an only child made me want especially to hear about her many brothers and sisters who lived together in such good nature and love. The only one of them that I ever saw was Hetty. I knew her as Great Aunt Et, and I used to look forward to her visits with us. Then the stories flew thick and fast, and I sat spellbound, listening. It was many years later that I remembered these stories of Caddie's childhood, and I said to myself, if I loved them so much, perhaps other children would like them too. Caddie was still alive while I was writing, and I sent many letters to her asking about the details that I did not remember clearly. She was pleased when the book was done. There is only one thing that I do not understand, she said. You never knew my father and my mother and father and my brothers. How could you write about them exactly as they were? But Graham, I said, you told me. After the book was published, school children used to come to see her on her birthday and sing for her or give her little presents. This pleased her very much. She lived to be almost 86 years of age. Like a true pioneer, she had come all across the country, from Boston to Wisconsin to Idaho to the Pacific Ocean. She had many troubles in her life, but she always looked out cheerfully at the world and found it a good place. She noticed people and the interesting things that happened to them, and she found these things worth retelling. For myself and two younger cousins, Graham represented kindness and good sense, justice tempered by humor, and love and security. After her death, we had a line from the Bible carved on her gravestone: "Her candle goeth not out by night." And this was written by the author, Carol Ryrie Brink, on February 6, 1973. So I hope you enjoy this story.